Welcome to the Cruise Retreat Podcast. Hi, I'm Rita Perez, and I'm a travel advisor specializing in, you guessed it, cruise ship retreats. This podcast is for service-based entrepreneurs and corporate decision makers to learn more about staying everyone's favorite company with a cruise ship retreat. Ready to increase your client or employee retention? Listen in on this week's show. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I am super stoked to have you on this episode because we have another amazing guest, one of my awesome supplier partners here to share a little bit about the cruise line that she works with, and that is Virgin Voyages. Kristy Giragosian, she is my sales manager with Virgin Voyages, and she takes care of the southern area. She's also another one of my suppliers who you really won't see. She's the one that supports me on the back end, which helps me to support you guys. She's been with Virgin for 3 years, and like myself, we're all counting down the days until we can start sailing again. Welcome, Kristy.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and talk about Virgin Voyages. It's just such an awesome ship and idea, and we can't wait to finally be sailing and hopefully welcome a lot of your sailors on board.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And one of the things that really stood out to me when Virgin came out is the adults only, which I think is going to be a huge factor, attraction factor for people that do want to do cruise retreats, whether it be for their employees or for their clients. They don't have to worry about kids running around.
Absolutely. Especially after the year we've had, we're seeing that this adult only travel is now even more popular than ever because parents have spent so much quality time with their children that they're ready to take a break, take a few days to mentally reset. And that's what we're here for. So we're super excited.
Yeah. And a lot of your Caribbean itineraries are that kind of short, sweet spot. It's not too short, but it's also not too long. So I think it fits really well for people who are just wanting to get away for a little bit, but accomplish a little work while they're away too.
Exactly. The majority of what you'll see out of Port Miami are 4 and 5 night sailings. And the reason we did that was because people see Miami as such a hot destination. Mm-hmm. They want the ability to do pre and post, but most don't like to take more than 7 days away just because everyone's really busy with work. And in the US, we don't get very much vacation time. So those days are precious. So that 4 and 5 nights is an easy long weekend, much easier to get someone to maybe watch the kiddos if you need to sneak away for a little bit. So starting off, it's going to be a really good fit.
Yeah. So I know some benefit one, it's adults only. Benefit two, there's so much inclusive with Virgin Voyages. So can you talk about that? Because I know, especially with my corporate clients, having to add on certain things like the gratuities or the tips, it is just going to be so much more convenient to have all of that built in now with Virgin.
Oh, for sure. And that was one thing. People get really annoyed when they go on a cruise and then all of a sudden they get their bill at the end and they've paid for a whole nother cruise and just hidden fees and add-ons. Yeah. So Richard Branson was like, absolutely not. That's not how we do things. We're very straight up. So any sailing you book with us, we have what we call our on us inclusions, and that's not a promotion, that's permanent, anything you pick. But it's over $600 in value per sailor automatically included in the fare. And what that covers is your Wi-Fi, which is huge for these corporate groups because let's be honest, we want to have fun, but we also stay semi-connected. Right. So we don't charge you for your Wi-Fi, and those Wi-Fi packages can be astronomical in pricing. So that's a huge value. Like you mentioned, your tips and gratuities are always taken care of. We don't even include a line item on the receipt. It's not an option. We'll take care of our people. You just get great service. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, my favorite are the restaurants. So we've got over 20 eateries, and every restaurant, whether it's a full sit down, 5-course tasting menu, or it's a quick fresh homemade or custom made salad, it's always included. So no charges to go to any of our eateries. And these are not just your average eateries. There are no buffets. It's all fresh, made to order. We've also partnered with Michelin star chefs to really deliver these dining experiences. And again, it's not like you have FOMO where you get on board and you've realized that half the restaurants you can't eat at because you didn't buy a dining package.
Right.
You can go anywhere on the ship and have amazing food.
Right.
To wash it down, we've got your basic beverages. So your drip coffees, teas, sodas, sparkling and non-sparkling water, and non-pressed juices, always included there. So your basic drinks, we've got those covered. And group fitness classes was another big one with our brand.
It's gonna be huge. Yeah.
We are big on the wellness side. We know that our sailors probably like to stay in their everyday routine when they travel. And it seems silly to us to charge you $20 to like make a good, healthy decision and go work out. So anything instructor led, we've got a spin studio, a kickboxing ring on board. We'll have bar classes and sunrise yoga. I mean, you name it, we probably have it. And again, these are true fitness instructors that we've hired. So it's not just your cruise director, like teaching you how to stretch. It's someone that truly works in fitness, which is a really great added value as well.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, because that I'm thinking lots of wellness, because lots of wellness coaches or fitness coaches, this is like the perfect opportunity for them to go ahead and do their own thing, have their first ever business retreat, have the equipment there. Are they able to kind of like maybe reserve spaces or time, like if they want to do their own private sessions, or is it just incorporated with whatever Virgin offers?
Yeah, so for our group fitness classes, those are going to be open to the entire ship. But if you have groups or they want to do things just on their own, we're happy to work with them. And what's unique about our ship is we don't have like true meeting space, because our ship is just too fun. We don't want you locked in a conference room all day. We want you out and about. But if you want to do something with your group, we use our existing spaces. So sometimes we'll use some of the restaurants that aren't in use at that time, or even our nightclub, where we do sunrise yoga in the morning. Is this amazing outdoor perch area that has the best views of the ocean. And that's a space that we can easily use for groups on board if it's not in use by the ship. So it's neat because we can set aside this private space for you. You'll work with us to determine, you know, all your needs and what you're needing. But the spaces are so cool because they're just part of the ship. So it's not like a boring kind of conference room, but it's really fun. You can have outdoor, indoor spaces, and then we'll coordinate with whatever you need. So
awesome. Kind of like thinking on those lines as well. How large could a group be? Because I don't want to go with small, because small, I feel like you can, any size small would be able to fit, but how large can an organization come on board and like be able to fit in one of the meeting or one of the lounges or the restaurants to do any of these meetings?
Yeah, so it really does depend on how you're wanting to do it. If you're wanting to actually work with our charters and incentives team and actually have a contracted group, those can be much larger than just our traditional groups. Now, if you're just like booking with, you know, you don't want to sign a contract or it's nothing like that, it's maybe more of a social group, those can go up to 150 sailors. And that's really kind of where we cap it, just to keep it. We don't want the overall experience to feel like if you're not part of the group, you're missing out, because everyone else on the ship is part of a group. So that's why we keep them between 10 and 150. But if you're going to do a contracted group, maybe it is like an incentive group or a company that's wanting to bring their employees, those can definitely vary in size. And that's just where we really just need to kind of talk to you and figure out what you're trying to do. Going back to the dining, just to point out, so because these are true restaurants and each restaurant has their own kitchen, we'd have to do a staggered seating. So there's not a way where you could put 200 people in one restaurant and all eat at the same time, because that would be like 200 orders going in at once. And that's just not the flow of it. So we always say it's between like 15 people every 15 minutes. We would kind of stagger them in that way. But with large corporate groups, what they like to do is typically kind of set up a dine around. Well, they'll have like smaller groups go to different venues. And in that sense, we can help with like reservations and things like that. So, and then it's fun because then you're always getting to try different things.
Yes. Yeah. I kind of really like that too, because instead of like being stuck in the same
Right.
restaurant, yeah, you can go ahead and rotate around for lunch or for dinner, for
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah. And it's great because we've kind of gotten rid of that main dining room and buffet feel, our
Mhm.
restaurants stay open much later. So it is nice because it can be 11 p.m. and you can go sit down and have a full meal, which is
Mhm.
really nice versus only being stuck to maybe some, late night options.
Yeah.
But again, we know our sailors all live on different schedules and, some might want to have a late lunch and a late dinner or, early, that's fine too. But we make it really flexible with the dining times.
Oh, that's awesome. And I also wanted to point out like a little bit of inclusivity as well, because
Yeah.
Razzle Dazzle being the vegan menu, correct. Everything's all vegan in Razzle Dazzle.
So Razzle Dazzle is a vegan and veggie forward menu.
Okay.
And it is our staple restaurant on board the ship, but we also have a naughty menu that allows you to add meat to any of these dishes.
Oh, yay.
Yes. So we figured more often than not everyone might be vegetarian or vegan. So we wanted to give it that little virgin naughty flair where you could add some meat to your salad if you wanted to. But these dishes, I am not vegan or vegetarian. Go to Razzle Dazzle. You will have your mind blown just with some of the food that's in there. It is so fresh and delicious. And also some of the best desserts on the ship live in Razzle Dazzle. So definitely go there.
No way. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like on a restricted diet due to like an autoimmune condition I have.
Yeah.
Kind of like going vegan is one of the easiest routes, but being able to add that protein, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And you'll love it because we built in vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options into every restaurant's menu. So you're not stuck to Razzle Dazzle the whole time you're there, which is incredible. And you don't have to ask for a separate menu. It's just built into the existing menus.
Oh,
So
that's like a lifesaver.
right? It's huge. If you haven't experienced that before, this is really big because it does stink to have to be like, can I have the other menu? And you feel like it's an afterthought. With us, we wanted to make sure it is just as amazing as everything else on the menu. So
I love that.
yes.
So kind of thinking about the people that Virgin is best suited for, kind of what do you think these people, what's their mentality? What can you like envision as their work culture that kind of would make it the perfect fit for them to go on a Virgin voyage compared to other lines?
Yeah. So I love using Richard Branson as my example. He is our perfect sailor through and through because he is turning 72 years old, but he still thinks he is a 25-year-old like firecracker. So it's really all about your mindset and outlook on life. We are looking for sailors that want an elevated adult only environment. So it's sophisticated, but they still want to have a good party every now and then. So it's a way to like really leave anything you're battling at home behind and just come enjoy yourself, be rejuvenated.
Right.
But what I love about our ship is two sailors can have a very different experience based on what you choose to do.
Okay.
So in this sense, we almost are set up our programming like a music festival where we'll have a lot of different things going on at the same time. So it forces you to choose what you're interested in. So if you're maybe wanting more of that relaxation or you want to grab a good book and kind of nestle up in one of our cabanas, you've got that vibe. Or if you want to be in the action, you want to be at the live music, we've got that too. So basically, you'll continue to make these choices. And the idea is that you'll end up being around like-minded people because the people that are going for that same vibe, you'll start to see at the same things and maybe you'll make a friend. But it is neat in that sense that for us, it's not an age limit. It's nothing like that. You have to be adult only. But what we're seeing as far as the majority of our sailors is they are really ranging, I mean, from early 30s into like 65 and higher. So it's adults just wanting a different kind of cruising experience where they can kind of just see the way Richard Branson does it. That Virgin brand goes a long way because people know what he does it right, and he does it really well. And it's just a feeling that when you get on board, you're like, oh boy, this is going to be awesome. And like, that's what we're really going after. So I'd say it's a good fit just for anyone wanting to try something different and have fun. And again, it's not that forced luxury. So you don't have forced formal wear or dress codes. Like, we want you to come as the rock star you are, wear whatever makes you comfortable, and do whatever it is you want to do. So it's like an adult playground in the sense that the rules are meant to be broken. Come with us, have a good time, do what you want to do, and don't care about anything else. So
right. And I do like that relaxed luxury. So it's kind of go at your own pace. But there is that elevated experience, because for some companies, your employees or clients mean the world to you. So why don't you show them the world and a thing or two? If you're ready to take your cruise retreat idea to a working plan, you need the Cruise Retreat Toolkit, filled with calculators, templates, timelines, and more. The toolkit will get you 5 steps closer to your cruise ship retreat, and as a result of the retreat, more dedicated and motivated employees or clients. Grab it now at cruiseretreattoolkit.com and save $20 with the code podcast. They don't want it to be like you're heading on to, I'm going to say it like a Walmart of a hotel. Like, you want that nice experience that's still in line with your budget, but be able to like make your people feel special when they come on board.
Exactly. And that's really what I love, is that we want luxury in the sense that service level you expect with luxury. We want our crew to be there for everything you need. You'll interact with us. But we also don't want it to feel forced. We don't want you to feel out of place. We don't want you to have to like go buy new clothes just to pack for captain's dinner. Or like, we threw all that out the window. Like, come in whatever you think you feel fabulous in, and just have a good time.
Yeah. I love that. One of the things that I was thinking about while you were talking about that too is like the hammocks.
Oh my gosh.
In the cabins.
Yes. All of our balconies on our ship have these gorgeous red yellow leaf hammocks. And who doesn't want to go sit on their private balcony and swing in a hammock? I mean, come on.
Yes, hammock is such a like part of me, because when I went, my grandparents are in Puerto Rico, and every time I would go to their house, they set up the hammock. And so that's just part of, if I see a hammock somewhere, I'm heading to the hammock.
It just makes you smile. Yes. It's really nice. And of course, we had to have lots of hammocks at our beach club at Bimini as well. So you'll see hammocks everywhere, and great for our kind of corporate groups. The bulk of our inventory falls in that balcony category. So we see a lot of, our corporate groups doing balconies for everyone, because it is really nice. And again, it's easier for them to manage because we have the most majority of inventory in that category. And then everyone's really happy because they get to swing on a hammock.
Right. Yeah. And especially like with our recent crazy times, it's just nice to go out, get some fresh air, get some coffee or tea or whatever you like to drink, sit out on the balcony and have that like alone time too, and time to rejuvenate in between whatever sessions are going on.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit more about the beach club at Bimini? I am so excited about this. I love like the Mediterranean Moroccan feel of it.
Yes.
So share more.
Yes. So what we knew is sailing out of Port Miami, we wanted an exclusive space for us that we could really deliver what Virgin's all about. We didn't want to go to like always a shared port and things like that. So we actually designed this beach club, which will live on Bimini, which is an island in the Bahamas. What's great about this is every itinerary you book out of Port Miami that sails the Caribbean will stop at Bimini. So you'll always get to experience it. But it is our way to really shake up the way cruise lines do their private island. We wanted we were inspired by Ibiza. So we wanted like that really chic feel, but we wanted a lot of activity and we wanted to stay late. So on all of our itineraries, you arrive usually around 9 a.m., but you don't leave until 10 p.m. So you're there all day to get that full beach oasis.
Yeah.
And then on our 4-night itinerary, we have a midnight departure from Bimini Beach Club.
Ooh.
So that is a really fun perk of being on the 4-nighter, is that you get those extra hours at the club. But what's great about it is it's truly an extension of our ship. So we'll dock at Bimini. Your Wi-Fi is included on this beach club. Like, so you can post your most fabulous photos and show off to all your friends and family. Your food will have amazing options throughout the day for you, and your basic beverages. The other thing that's nice is if you have sailor loot, so onboard credit or bar tab set up with us, you can use that to pay for your alcohol while you're at the beach club. So it links right back to the ship. So it makes it super easy. But I think what stands us apart from other beach clubs is that it's not like we're showing up and then we've got kind of all these people working the beach club that are not part of Virgin. The majority of the staff that will be at the beach club are coming straight off of our ship. So they're crew members that you've already interacted with during the week. And now you're going to see them at the beach club making your favorite cocktails and just being around there, which again, our people are at the core of who we are. So these are, I mean, they live our brand through and through. So yes, we'll have obviously some employees that are already stationed at the beach club because we need a head start. Otherwise we'd never get anything ready. But the majority of what you'll see are our true crew members from the ship that you've been interacting with. But we've got this amazing pool area, a built-in DJ booth. And I like to call it, you've got your high energy areas and your low energy areas. So you've got your hammock nap zone. So maybe you had a late night the night before and you just need some me time. We've got that. Maybe you start with sunrise yoga or a fresh pressed smoothie at the beach club. And then throughout the day, we'll transition you. So the music will start to get a little more upbeat through the day. We'll, of course, throw some epic pool parties and things like that. But again, similar to the ship, you decide what you're wanting to be a part of, but we'll have something for everyone there. So, I mean, it's absolutely stunning. We just published new photos of the beach club and it's just impeccable. It really is. I can't see it and not want to be there.
Right. No, and I had seen just the preliminary photos and was like, yes, please.
Yes. I mean, there are swim up bars, there are swinging chairs, there are hammocks. There's just everything there. And then, like I said, our crew, we will make sure that experience is incredible. We'll do some different entertainment throughout the day. Even actually along the beach, we've got these giant fireballs, which are inspired by Richard Branson's Necker Island. So he has those at his home, and we actually will do these really fun bonfire soirees around these giant fire pits on the or on the beach. And so that is really fun. It will be like one last final hoorah before we get back on the ship and sail away.
Yes, that is so awesome. Yeah. And I really appreciate the whole concept of like picking your poison, because as someone who will probably start off the day and I just want my quiet time, like don't get me in the music. I'm just gonna relax over here. But maybe when my energy perks up after lunch, I might be like, okay, yeah, let's do a little dancing or head bobbing.
Right. Oh, I'm with you 100%. And I always, like, our family always cruises. And what's amazing is this is finally a ship where I know my dad will be entertained, because there are dedicated places for him to go nap. Like he doesn't want to be in the action like my sisters and I do. Like we want to be at the pool party. Dad's like, no, you guys have fun. I'm gonna be over here at the beach club. Like leave me alone. So you're doing it right when you can appeal to every kind of day and what someone wants to do.
Right. And that's so funny too, because on a personal level, like you are my mom and I am your dad.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so funny.
One of the last points that I wanted to touch on, because I really think that this is a awesome selling point for especially people who want to do cruise retreats, is the longer stays that Virgin does, because I think that offers because some cruise lines, you can only be there like from 9 to 3 in an island. And how are you supposed to like get a little bit of teaching done? But you also want people to enjoy the island.
Right.
So with your longer stays, like people can do 2 or 3 hours on board, and then you have hours still left to enjoy on whatever island you're visiting.
Yeah, exactly. And really for us, when we looked at like our shore excursions, what we call our shore things, we wanted to provide such unique experiences through Virgin that you can't get anywhere else. And in order to do that, you need time at the port. So one thing we got was people always said they were scared the cruise ship would leave them behind. Like they were like, their biggest fear was like hearing their name over the PA system, like we're about to leave you. So we did that on purpose. So almost all of our itineraries, you always have a much later stay, at least like 7 p.m. My favorite is Riviera Maya because that goes to Playa del Carmen and Cozumel. But what's nice is there's a midnight departure. So you finally have the chance to go explore Cozumel, maybe go back to the ship, shower, get ready, and then you could go to 5th Street for dinner in Playa del Carmen and really get to like explore everything, where in the past you'd get there and be like, okay, do I want Playa del Carmen or do I want Cozumel? I don't have time to do both.
Right.
But like you said, it's perfect because you guys can do a group thing in the morning and then you get free time and everyone can be happy and really get to explore.
Right. And I love that because again, like the customization, it depends on, do you want to give everyone the day off, or you still want to get in a little bit of education or networking or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And those longer stays just really give you the time to have that option.
Absolutely. 'Cause, I mean, sea days are just as fun. So you, like you said, pick your poison. Do you want to do it on a port day or a sea day? But port days, like you said, are very nice because you do have that extra time that you don't feel like you're rushed or missing out on other things, which is great.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being on today. I've had so much fun with you and getting to learn a little bit more about Virgin.
Thank you for having me. And again, any questions, you guys are in amazing hands with Rita. So definitely reach out to her and let her know. But we can't wait to see you on board.
Yes, I'm so excited. I am sailing on the Scarlet Lady December 19th through 24th.
Yes!
I cannot wait.
Oh my
and
gosh.
If you would like to sail with me, please let me know. And this can be like a really great kind of like site inspection cruise. So you can see what Virgin has aboard.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Do it. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Yes. I cannot wait. It's going to be a really great time in that December time, and things should be much calmer and much different about 6 months from now.
Absolutely. Oh, counting down the days.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed learning a little bit about Virgin Voyages. If you have any questions, please go ahead, shoot me an email, and I'd love to collaborate with you on this. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on the Cruise Retreat podcast. Please subscribe and leave the show a rating on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to take a look at the show notes for important information and links. See you next week.